Great, thanks so much. Quick intro. Hey, everybody, my name is Jim Farmer. I am the festival director of Out on Film, Atlanta's LGBTQ film festival, and a reporter for Georgia Voice. I'm here today with the writer and director of They Them, a queer slasher film set in an LGBTQ conversion camp. John Logan, thanks so much for talking to me.
Of course, Jim. My pleasure.
I really enjoyed this film.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks. I really enjoyed making it there in Georgia, in fact.
I can see. I, um, I understand this is a project that you've been working on for a while.
Yeah, well, I've been sort of thinking about it my entire life. Ever since I
Okay.
realized I was gay, I've
Yeah.
been thinking about the issues involved in queerness and my favorite genre, which is the horror movie. And as you know, horror has a very complicated relationship with gender and sexual identity. So I've been thinking about it for a long time. And then when COVID started and everything sort of shut down, suddenly every writer I knew, including myself, had the freedom to write something from their heart. So I wrote this movie.
Great. I love horror films myself. It seems like as I've watched horror films over the year, LGBT characters die pretty quickly. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, you're not kidding, man. I mean, when I was growing up, especially in the first cycle of like slasher movies in the late
Yeah.
70s and 80s, queer characters were non-existent, which was horrible, or
Mm,
even worse, they were jokes or they were victims.
yeah.
And we were supposed to laugh at them and at their demise. And as a gay kid, this was very upsetting to me. That I saw myself represented in a way that was so retrograde and so inhumane. Thankfully, now we're moving toward there's a whole wave of queer horror where we're moving towards celebrating gay people as heroes in horror movies. And if there's anything this movie tries to do, it's to take these unbelievably great queer kids and make them the heroes of a horror movie.
Exactly. You have a pretty kick-ass cast. Can you talk briefly about the people that you got for this?
Yeah, well, I started writing, and the lead of the film is trans non-binary.
Yeah.
And I knew that was going to be a challenging part to cast because he wanted to cast very authentically.
Mhm.
And thank God Theo Germain came into my life because they are extraordinary. And the film really begins with Theo's face and ends with Theo's face.
Yeah.
And so that is the human soul, around which I wrote. And then Kevin Bacon, and it's very rare I actually write parts with actors in mind. But the minute I started writing Owen Whistler, who is our antagonist, Kevin's voice and Kevin's face kept coming into my head, and I couldn't shake it. And it one of those rare occasions it actually worked. That Kevin liked the script, liked the part, and then we built it together.
That's great. I have to ask you about filming in Georgia. I mean, why was Georgia so right to film this? This was just right outside of Atlanta in Rutledge.
Yeah, we were in Rutledge. It was, mostly it had the perfect camps. It had the perfect camps to be our Whistler camp. We worked at two camps that were very close to one another. They were completely surrounded by trees and very isolated. So
Mhm.
really, it's the isolation and the topography gave us everything we wanted in one place. Plus, the crews in Georgia, the Atlanta-based crews are amazing. So we had great crews everywhere, who I must say were very sensitive, very sympathetic to all the queer issues of the movie.
Great. I think I have time for one more question. What is your favorite horror film?
This is going to sound cliche, but you give me a marathon of the first three Friday the 13th movies, and I am in John Logan heaven.
That's so great. Thank you so very much for talking to me today. I love the film.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Have a great rest of the day.